Alright, good morning everyone. So today we're going to be learning how to factor a quadratic expression or a polynomial ax squared plus bx plus c. Now, before we only knew how to do this when our leading coefficient, our a term, was equal to 1. After today we're going to be able to do it when it's not equal to 1. And I'm going to show you how. We're going to use something called slide and divide. So let's get started. Our first problem is going to be 3x squared minus 16x plus 5. And we're going to factor this. Alright, my first step in factoring should always be to look for GCF. I can tell there isn't going to be one because 3 is not evenly divisible with negative 16. Nor is it evenly divisible with 5. Okay, my next step would be to see if there was a negative out front. I don't see any negative over here, so we're good to move on. So the first real step of slide and divide is to take my a value, being 3, and to just kind of slide it over here. And when we do that, we're going to be multiplying it with our c value, our 5 at the end. Right here. So what do we get when we do that? We're gonna get something that looks like this: x squared minus 16x plus 15. All I did was take this 3 and I slid it over here and multiplied it with c. Now this looks like something I know how to solve. So I am going to write my table out with my 15 on the top. Find factors of 15, 1 and 15. Negative 1, negative 15, and so on. I think you get the idea. And then I'm going to find the ones that add to get me negative 16. Well, just by looking at this, I know negative 1 and negative 15, negative 1. Plus negative 15 is negative 16. So I know that these are the two values that I'm looking for. Not quite done yet. What I'm going to do is take my negative 1 and my negative 15, and I'm going to divide them. This is where the divide part in slide and divide comes in. I'm going to divide them by my a value. My a value is 3, so I'm going to divide each of these by 3. So negative 1 over 3, negative 15 over 3. If you notice, I'll have that negative 15 over 3 is simply equal to negative 5 over 1. And this simply will stay the same. Alright, well now what do I do? Well, we're almost done, so the last step, what I'm going to do is write out my parentheses like this. And what's going to go on here, it's a little tricky, but bear with me. I'm going to take each of these and I'm going to take whatever's on the bottom and put it in front of my x. So I'll have 3x here, and well, I would put a 1x from this one, a 1x, but 1x is just x, so I'll just put x. And then I'm gonna, where I would usually just put my regular number on the remaining spot, I'll put the number that's on the top. So I'll have 3x minus 1 and x minus 5. And that right there is my answer. Ooh, I'm sorry about that. Alright. So we can also check and see if we're right through the normal method. If I just take, well, I have 3x times x gets me 3x squared. Then I have 3x times negative 5 gets me negative 15x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. And negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. I'll combine like terms and get 3x squared minus 16x plus 5. And if you notice, this equation right here is the same one that we started with, 3x squared minus 16x plus 5, 3x squared minus 16x plus 5. So that is how I know that this is my correct answer.